BTS Jungkook was caught on camera at the airport. But it wasn't just an ordinary sighting. This moment thrilled armies around the world. Why? Let's unpack it slowly. Jungkook showed up at the airport in an outfit that was technically simple. But it's precisely because of that simplicity that all eyes were immediately drawn to him. An oversized faded gray hoodie, matching pants, a solid black Supreme sling bag that hung casually across his chest, and a black New York hat paired with a mask added to his mystery and appeal. He walked slowly, calmly, as if unaware that the entire airport could collapse just because of his one smile. But yes, this is Jungkook, a figure who can speak even in silence. If we talk from a theoretical point of view, this look is not just a casual style. In fashion psychology, this style is referred to as effortless dominance. To put it simply, he looks nonchalant, but has a strong visual impact. The hoodie is distressed, looking like it's been used, but it's actually designed that way. The streetwear fashion that's all the rage right now. It shows that Jungkook knows the trends, but isn't too flashy. He's not someone who wears clothes just to show off, but he wears something that feels comfortable and is still visually powerful. In addition, the choice of dark gray, which has a cold tone, has an interesting psychological effect. This color usually gives the impression of being cool and non-threatening, but also mysterious and mature. The image that Jungkook presented at the airport this time is definitely not random. And if you look closely, those transparent sunglasses hanging from his hoodie, it's a touch of detail that says, "I'm ready to unmask anytime, but not now." Her movements, quiet, but if you're familiar with celebrity body language, you'll know that Jungkook's gait falls into the category of calculated casual, aka thoughtful casual. He knows when to look down, when to turn his face away from the camera, and when to leave half his face visible. It's a visual strategy often used by global celebs to create a sense of mystery, but still invites curiosity. Jungkook's presence at the airport this time is not just a transit from one place to another. For ARMY, this is a rare moment. Jungkook is currently in the military, so every public appearance of him is like a visual treasure. And for many fans, moments like this can recharge their spirits, make them homesick, and become fodder for speculation again about secret projects or surprise comebacks that might be in the works. In fact, some armies who were at the location admitted that they were really surprised. They didn't expect to meet Jungkook in person. And to top it off, according to some eyewitnesses, Jungkook had looked down slightly and smiled faintly behind his mask as he passed through the line of fans. That's crazy. It's a smile that may only last 0.2 seconds, but can be remembered for a lifetime. And here's what's interesting. Jungkook's public presence like this, without a statement, without an official schedule, gives the impression that he remains close to ARMY, even in silence. He knows the cameras will catch him. He knows his every move will be talked about. But he continues to walk as usual, like an ordinary person, even though he is clearly not an ordinary person. If we go deeper, moments like this are actually part of Jungkook's larger narrative. From a young boy who used to be shy, to a global superstar who can dominate the world stages, but remains humble while walking in the airport. He doesn't need a spotlight, because it comes to him. And speaking of ARMY, it's like they have their own radar. Whenever Jungkook appears in a public place, somehow the information spreads fast. Hashtags go up, fancam go viral, and hundreds of fashion analyses pop up on social media. And this time was no different. Jungkook's cool but cozy style immediately became a reference for many fans who want to look stylish but still comfortable. Jungkook's presence is also a reminder that even though he is currently serving in the military, he is still the Jungkook we know. Still fashionable, still low-key, and still has that superstar aura even when wearing a plain black hoodie and mask. He doesn't need words to convey something. Just through his presence and simple gestures, he can touch millions of hearts. So, for those of you armies who didn't get to see him in person yesterday, relax. The pictures and videos circulating are clear enough to show how iconic this moment is. But more than that, it's proof that Jungkook is still around, still walking in the real world, and still inspiring even with his shabby hoodie and quiet steps. But behind all the visual excitement and outfit analysis, there's one thing that can't be ignored: the nostalgia. The longing that has been slowly taking root in ARMY's hearts since Jungkook officially entered the military. We all know this time will come, and we've prepared ourselves. But the truth is, no one is really ready to lose the presence of someone who is usually always there. In the past, every week we could see him perform on stage, joke around on live, or just update stories. Now, we have to settle for fleeting moments like this. Moments that are fleeting, but leave a lasting impression. And perhaps that's why his presence at the airport is so meaningful. Because it's not just Jungkook passing by in silence. It's like a silent code from him to us. I'm still here. I haven't gone too far. For many people, the airport is a layover. But for ARMY, the airport has turned into a small stage that only appears once in a while. It's where we see Jungkook as a human being. Not the main vocalist of BTS, not the successful soloist who blew up the charts, but as Jungkook, a young man who is serving his country, but still has a smile for his fans. And if you realize, it's moments like this that make us emotionally closer to him. We start reminiscing about the past. When Jungkook first debuted, he was only 15 years old. His voice still sounds innocent, his face is still shy, and whenever the camera gets close, he tends to look down. But look at him now, he still looks down, but not out of embarrassment. It's more out of humility, because she knows that every gesture, no matter how small, means a lot to the people who love her. Even some of the more senior ARMYs started expressing their longing on social media. One said, "It feels weird not seeing him dance every week." Another wrote, "I used to wake up early to stream Jungkook's MVs. Now I wait for his photo updates at the airport." It's simple, but also real. Longing is indeed that simple, and the pain is also that quiet. However, on the other hand, Jungkook's presence that day also gave hope. Hope that time will go on, that there will come a day when he returns, stands again on stage, grips the mic, and says, "I'm back." A day where we can see him not just from a camera in the distance, but in the spotlight that he deserves. And perhaps in quiet times like these, it's the real love that's felt. We don't love Jungkook because he's actively promoting or because his song is going viral. We love him even when he doesn't say anything. Even when he's just walking through the airport in a simple hoodie and masked gaze. Because real love doesn't always need a big reason. Sometimes just one look, one presence, and the whole world changes. Jungkook might not be able to read every message we write, but that energy, that love, must have reached him. Whether it's from the viral fan cam, whether it's from the little banner on the side of the road, or from the songs we still play silently every night before bed. She must know. She must feel it. And until that day comes the day she stands on stage again, we'll still be here, waiting, holding on to the longing, and celebrating every little moment like this. Because to ARMY, Jungkook isn't just an idol. He's part of the journey of life, part of a beautiful memory that we always want to repeat, even if it's just through a shadow at the airport. So if you're feeling homesick today, you're not alone. Millions of ARMYs around the world are feeling the same way. And that's the power of Jungkook. In his silence, he can unite our hearts. In his one step, he can move millions of souls. And we know one thing for sure. This longing is not an end. It's a bridge towards a meeting that will be much more beautiful. See you soon, Jungkook. We're waiting for you, tirelessly.